What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, party people? It is your boy, Coach D Brown, from a big leaguer, from a first round pick with the Kansas City Royals, man. Giving y'all the best knowledge of this youth baseball space, bringing on the hottest coaches across the country, man. We keeping this ball rolling, man. I'm talking everything from college to recruiting and helping kids get into school. That's right, your boy D Brown. And I'm joined, man. I'm happy, man. I've heard a lot about this prestigious school, right? I heard a lot about this prestigious school down here in Alabama, man, and I heard a lot about my coach. My coach that's joining me today, man, and I got his number. I chased him down a couple weeks back, man, and we talked a little bit and told him about what was going on with the showcase, man. I was just happy to get a hold of him, and my man is going to be joining us January 23rd, 1 p.m. at Next Level Academy, Alabama Showcase, January 23rd, man. So I made sure to meet him in person, but I love to, how I do. I like to bring these coaches on here, man, and just show and show a little bit about the background and their school, man. So I'm joined today, man, by my boy Reggie Hollins over here, Tuskegee head coach, man, Tuskegee University over there in Alabama, man. Coach, what's good, brother?
Oh man, everything is good, man. It's looking up. Just trying to find a little momentum into the year, man. But D, I can't thank you enough for having me on your platform, and I'm excited to be here today, and I'm also excited to see some guys on the 23rd out there at Next Level Academy. Looking forward to being there. Looking forward to possibly giving back a little bit of knowledge and then also evaluating. Maybe I can pick up a player or two. So I'm excited, man, for that, and just thank you for the opportunity.
No doubt, man, and that's what I'm, here to do, man. And listen, for my people that listening right now, man, tag somebody, share this, all right, so we could get as many people and eyes and ears on Coach Hollins over here, learn more about Tuskegee, man. And so that's your job for the day. All right, tag and share this interview as we go along with this, man. So, Coach, man, what I always do, man, I like to go back to the beginning, man. We're gonna talk about Tuskegee, man, but I want to know about the background of the coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, who is this guy running this program, man? So, Coach Hollins, if you could, man, let's give me a little bit where you from, your playing career, to where you
Absolutely.
are now as the head coach. All right.
Absolutely, man. We'll start in College Park, Georgia, man, where I grew up. That's where I'm from, right outside of Atlanta. That is considered Metro Atlanta. So that's me. That's my stumping ground, man. That's the place that it all began. Played out of Old National Park system, and then did a little RBI ball with the Atlanta Braves. And then, after that, transitioned on to Mays High School. So I'm an APS graduate, man. Atlanta Public Schools, proud of it. A lot of great kids come out of that, APS school system. So proud to be, somebody that's doing well out of there and representing for them. So played a little bit, played 4 years at Mays High School. I was a pitcher, middle infielder. So I was tagged with double duties, man. As we know, it's already tough to fulfill one duty, but I figured out a way to balance it, man. So, I would have to get my PO work, and I would have to get my ground ball work and my cage work. And then, everything as far as keeping my body in shape, so just had to find that balance. And Mays, I was able to do a great job at Mays and go on to Tuskegee. Here at Tuskegee, played 4 years at Tuskegee. So as you see, this is my alma mater. So it's a little special to me to be able to coach here. Never fathomed coaching, to be honest with you, D. My senior year, man, the athletic director at the time, he basically pulled me in the office, man, during the middle of the year and said, "Hey, man, are you going to graduate?" I said, "Yes, sir, I'm going to graduate." What prompts your questioning? Mr. Jackson, what prompts your questioning? And he said, "Hey, I want you to be my next assistant baseball coach and hopefully my next head coach." I said, "What?" I said, "Man, I'm trying to pursue my professional career. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do in life. I was a business administration major, so I had some companies lined up if baseball didn't work out. So I was more so on that thought process. Right. I thought once I finished my professional career, I would hang up the cleats and being around the game at Tuskegee.
Right.
Just never thought about coaching. So one thing led to another, man. Did a little bit of hunting, the professional career. We know how that goes. It's a tough journey. Some beasts out there, some dogs out there. And I was just fortunate to get the opportunity to compete with those guys. But then I settled back into Tuskegee and took up Mr. Jackson on that opportunity, and that's where it all began in 2010. So had it since 2000. I was an assistant, from 2010 to 2017. So 17, I took over the helm, and here we are today. But of course, I kind of skipped a lot of stuff. It's some meat and potatoes in between that 2010 and that 2020 era, 2021 now, rather.
Wow.
So it's some things that happen, and I would love to expound on it later.
Okay.
I'll let you get back to your line of questioning.
Nah,
But
that's good, man. Yeah,
that's me in a nutshell, man. Just energetic. I'm an energetic coach. I'm a player's coach. So I'm gonna run through the wall for my players. So I expect that in return. Because once you're labeled mine, and you'll find that a lot of guys find that out in the recruiting process. I keep in touch with guys who I don't even sign. So I'm just passionate about changing the dynamic of our youth out here, and that's really what gets me going. So that's me, man. When you see the energy, that's that passion that's in me, that's inside of me. I just want want to touch as many young men as we can, and help them to be great and succeed what they want to be successful in.
All right, good deal, man. I love it, man. I can hear it, man. So that's what's up, man. My boy over there, from Atlanta, man, down there in Tuskegee and Alabama, man. But let's I want to get into the school, man. I mean, Tuskegee is one of those few. I mean, it's a bunch of historically black. That's what they call them that. But it's even sometimes it's different levels to schools that some are more well known or some are
all HBCUs aren't created equal.
Right. So I want to kind of get into where's Tuskegee University? Where is that located?
Tuskegee is actually in the city of Tuskegee, Alabama. We like to help people with landmarks. So we're 15 minutes away from Auburn, Alabama, and we're 20 to 30 minutes away from Montgomery, Alabama. So we're very close to the capital. So we sit right in between, man, a little special place that sits right in between Auburn and Montgomery. That's where we are. We're off of 85 South, maybe an hour and a half from Atlanta, and an hour and a half from Birmingham. So that helps people navigate.
Good deal, man. Listen, as the people listening in, and y'all know what to do, man. Let me know where y'all listening in from. I got a few over here that I know off the top. What up, Keish in Dallas? JC was good. Keith was good. Mark in Texas was good. Jarrell was good. All right, Coach Calhoun said, what's up? All right.
Guys.
All right, Bobby was good. Terrence, what's up, baby? Dallas is in the house. All right, and Terrence, future stud, look into him. All right, Keith was good. ATL in the building. Lincoln, what's up? Hawaii in the building. Corey, ATL in the house. Malcolm, ATL in the house. Herman, what's up? Texas in the house. Keish Banks, what's good? She says, hey, Coach Hollins. All right. Terrence, Coach Steele says, my dog, Coach Hollins. All right.
What's up, Coach?
All right. So Josh, what up, Josh? ATL. Dallas is in the house. Dallas in the house. All right. Angelica, Arkansas is in the building. All right. Hey, Coach. So Cal is in the building. All right. Montgomery. All right. I guess we will see you in a few, a couple
there you
weeks.
Go.
I hope.
There you
all
go.
right. Carlsbad, New Mexico. All right. Let's go. All right. Malcolm ATL go and be at the showcase, and he will be on the video streaming.
What's going on, Malcolm?
All right, he will be there in a couple of weeks. Orlando's in the building. All right, and Cali, yeah. So we have a good turnout. ATL Momo was good. ATL in the building. All right. So like we said, man, Tuskegee, Alabama, man. So tell me a little bit with the conference that you guys play in, and what division is Tuskegee?
We're Division II. And we're playing the SIAC conference, the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. And we're in the conference with the likes of Morehouse College, Savannah State University, Kentucky State, Albany State, just to name a few. So very competitive, man. The conference has really grown. And, it's a dogfight week in, week out. So Yeah, that's a little bit about, just the conference we're in. Division II, man, I tell people all the time, we see some baseball that can go and be some Division I school. So, don't sleep on the D2s or the D3s or the JUCOs. Don't sleep on that. Baseball is baseball. I promise you.
Let's get into that, man, because a couple of things. People look down on the HBCUs, and they look down, especially kids around the country. I speak to them all the time. If they don't go D1, they feel like it's a letdown, that they're not good enough. And
absolutely,
what do you say to those kids that feel like D1 is the only answer to essentially playing at the next level? How many kids are getting drafted out of the conference or getting drafted in general out of Division II and down? But let's just kind of keep it over there in your conference, your school. Why do you feel like it just gets that bad rep? But if I don't go D1, these kids feel like it's such a letdown.
I just think that's a stigma, man. They do what they see and hear. So it starts with us, the leaders, the parents, the coaches in the community. It starts with us giving our kids the exposure. And once they are exposed to our programs, which are smaller Division II programs, they see like, hey, man, whoa, the talent level, it's here. Okay. These guys they may be, they may not have the 95 plus arms, that Division I's have, but these guys can play the game. These guys understand the game. They know how to think the game, and they're getting pro looks. So scouts contact me every day. You have to give them something to come see. So if you're developing and progressing, in your skill set, they'll be there. I promise you. They'll knock our doors down and try to get into practice or make sure they get into a live game set to where they can evaluate.
I love it, man. So as far as style of play, I like to, I always kind of get a feel for when I talk to, you guys, coaches wise, like, your style of play on the field. So we're going to talk about where you recruit, but I want to know like the type of athletes. What are the type of, style of play that I'm sure that you go in and, hold on 1 second. I'm sorry.
No problem.
All right. My bad. This shit cut off on me. All right. But the style of play, what are you guys, known for? At Tuskegee, when I go in to play Coach Hollins, we're gonna be playing against this.
Good question. We're gonna push the issue. We're gonna be very aggressive on the base path. We work tirelessly on base running, picking up tendencies. So we really work tirelessly on that. We teach our base runner from the ground, from top to bottom. I know most people are teaching bottom to top, but we teach top from bottom because without that top, the bottom doesn't matter. When it comes into looking for telltale signs, and so we go into a lot of details, man, just on base running because we want to push the issue, get in the scoring position, and keep pressure on defenses. And what we notice is it puts the pressure on the pitchers and it just makes that ball bigger and bigger for us. So they begin to throw missed spots, and we begin to take advantage. But we will put a little small ball down, and we'll hit base to base. I think the teams honestly vary per year. Every team each year is different. So, but in general, we're very aggressive. We like to move, and it's no secret we're gonna move. But we rely on. Just our bullpen a lot. Like we use our guys. Most people, that's something different that I see. Most people, they'll get their 8 to 10 guys. We're gonna, if we have 13, we're gonna use them, and we use them based off of matchups and to show you different things. So we may not have the overwhelming arms, but we're gonna be able to show you something different. Maybe a side arm from the right side, left side. Maybe somebody hard coming over the top. Then maybe somebody dropping off velo, into the low 80s, just to change your pace for the hitter. So we're gonna keep you on your toes at all times. So you got to play 9 innings with us.
Man, I love it, man. So what are that's funny you say that, like retooling and essentially like picking out your style of play, like in early camps, and like, are we going to be this type of team, and that's kind of the fun part over there. But what about recruiting wise. You're in a hotbed, good talent in Alabama, and I just realized this when I took on the role of coming to Montgomery, Alabama. I didn't realize how close it is to Atlanta and some of the other cities in and around the state of Alabama, man. So
Absolutely.
where are you recruiting from? Where's your recruiting base?
That's a great question, man. We're a private institution too. So Tuskegee is private, which means we get kids from all over. So it's no in-state, out-of-state tuition, which changes the game. So it's all the same.
Right.
So really, we surprise people when we tell them it goes Alabama, Georgia, and our third largest population is Cali. So we go to Cali a lot, and we get kids from Cali because our alumni base is super huge out there.
Really?
So yeah, Cali and Texas are the surprise places that people, when they see our rosters, they're like, whoa, like, yeah, it's a great representation at Tuskegee. So it makes sense for us. We have, people out there who refer and have good eyes for us. So we'll go from, Cali, Texas, of course, Alabama, Georgia, but Florida, we're in Florida heavy. We're in the Carolinas. I'm a little bit all over the place.
That's a good thing.
I'm veering towards the international now that we've gotten some things set. So in a couple of years, you'll see some international kids.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to that. But we're all over the place a little bit, man. Virginia as well. So you if you can play and we can get our eyes on you, or you can get to us, we can possibly sign you. That's how we look at it.
I'm laughing right now because you said the third largest spot where you go. I was just on the phone with a mom out in California. We talking about doing some stuff out there, and she was saying like how HBCUs and stuff like that is it's like needed out there, and it's like a bunch of kids I want to play, blah 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 blah. And it's funny you say that. So we was just literally about 2-3 hours ago talking about that. So anyway, Gina, I hope you heard that. You smile like I did. But anyway, that's good, man. So I'm gonna ask this because I was talking about this. I mentioned this last night in the trainings. And I'd love to get your take on this, seeing that you go to multiple states and multiple kids come to your program down in Alabama. Do you find the style of play in Georgia different from Alabama, or Alabama different from Texas, or Texas different from California? Do you find different players play with a different, he's a Cali kid, I'm gonna get this, or I talked about this, but I want to hear your opinion on this. Do you feel like different parts of the country play different?
That's a great question, man. That is an outstanding question, actually, because we speak on that. Yes, it is, and I think it has to do a lot with the backgrounds, because we recruit all nationalities first off. So no matter if the kid is a white kid, black kid, Hispanic kid, the upbringing is different depending on the region of the United States you're in. So we'll find a kid, let's say we'll find a black kid. We can compare a black kid from the Atlanta area to a black kid in Texas. It's going to be slightly different. So you have to really kind of get into the inner recruiting edge a little bit and kind of look a little differently than you would in Atlanta. But those kids in Texas, let me tell you now, they can play the game. And so the more and more you get into it, you're going to see that those big states like Texas and Cali, they're overlooked. So it is slightly different, but the talent level is the same everywhere. I think it's a lot of talent everywhere, but the style of play is different, I think.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why I asked that question. And it's like you said, it's no slight. It's just a difference. You know what I'm saying? White, black, different. You just could tell with certain people how they play, man. So, what is the enrollment? How many kids are coming to Tuskegee each year? And what, as far as academics, what is it known for?
Yeah, absolutely. We bring in a little bit under 4,000. So we're private institutions, so small learning environments. We love to push that in our recruiting because you're not just going to be a number in the classroom. The professors will have a relationship with you. That matters. And we're known for engineering. That's number one in my book. And then also vet med. That would be number two. But the rest of our programs are strong as well. But those two are the forefronts. So if you hear Tuskegee, you're going to hear something about vet med and engineering. Those are the main two. But the business house, we offer business, we offer biology. So, medical, it's a good transition school to go towards the medical school. I have about 3 former players who are now doctors. So, it's no slight on the other programs. It's just engineering and vet med are the front runners.
Good deal, man. So what are the costs that goes, with coming to Tuskegee?
Tuition cost is around $32,000 a year. And so with that covers room and board and tuition with that 32.
Okay.
So that's the total cost. There are scholarships that are offered, from our admissions standpoint, and then there are scholarships based off of where you come from. So our alumni bases are so broad that, those groups work hard. They do a great job year in, year out to provide scholarships from each location, region. So there is money out there. But no difference. Everybody pays the same set fee, man, and cost. So it kind of puts us at a little disadvantage because we would like to have someone in state to cost less and give us a better chance. But at the end of the day, we're dealing with the same monster, no matter where you're from.
So saying that there's no in-state and out-of-state difference of fees, anything like that, do you feel the pressure to keep some of these kids in state, bring them in? Because if it comes to cost, there's no real advantage of,
Absolutely. And that's why you'll see our roster is very mixed from a state standpoint. You would think Alabama would dominate as much, our roster, but because of that issue, with no in-state tuition, it just kind of evens the playing field and gives other people opportunity. Or else we would definitely keep much more in-state. But we still try our best to hit the Montgomery, Birmingham areas and the smaller counties, Russell counties, the Mobile area. We try to hit those areas really hard because there's some talent down there in those places as well.
What do you, when it comes to D2, can you tell the difference? I like to inform the listeners because there may be a mom or a dad who doesn't necessarily know the difference in scholarships athletic scholarships available between Division I to Division II, and also talk about if you guys are fully funded or not, at the Division II level. So can you talk the difference between, the highest you can get Division I and what's available at Division II, and are you guys fully funded?
Absolutely. So Division I allows for 11.5, and D2 allows for 9.
Right.
And you're allowed that number, but it's also up to the institution.
Right.
So if the institution is not funding that number, then you will have to put a pause or break wherever they stop. So we are not fully funded, which makes us really lock in more on academics. So me looking at a kid, that has, a GPA under 2.8 does me no good. Because I know we're going to have to package this thing with academic money, baseball money, outside money, just to make it happen. And one thing that I stress to the recruits is money is money. If we can figure out a way to do it and get you as close to 100% as possible, it's a win. And those are other things that we like to tell recruits, man. Go where they want you. You have to go where you want it.
Say that again, Coach. I didn't even cut you off, but say that again, please.
Go where you want it, because a lot of kids want to push their way and force their way into these programs that they're just going to go and sit or may not even be able to walk on the squad. Go where you want it. Go where you're going to play. Go where they're giving the money. And it's keep it that simple. And then you'll see that you're in the right place. And you'll have a successful career. Absolutely.
Yeah, I say that because I'm over here and I'm I talk to many parents, and it be schools. It may not be in the location you want, but they're not trying to go here. But it's not a whole lot of options out there, for them. When you're talking to a kid, and you may hear that a school, not necessarily in the South, or somebody may want him, and he's saying no to that. What's your first, gut feeling on that kid, or do you even just, do you feel a certain way on him, or you try to educate him? But what's your first gut feeling when he says, "This school, but I don't really, I want to stay here"? What do you say to somebody like that?
I don't judge too quick because everyone has their reasons. So I more so go into why, he feels that way. And if the kid wants to stay home because it's better weather, he has some options down here, cool. But if the kid's saying no to a place that may be the only one looking for him, I don't quite understand that. Hey, sometimes we got to go, to a place that we may not want to go to and leverage off of that. And it may be something else that opens up, because that's what happens. It's all about timing when it comes to recruiting. We deal with a ton of coaches that help us out, but they understand that, hey, it just may not be a good time or a good fit right now for what we need. So, we try to stress that as well. Like, hey, you may be a fit for what they need right now. And the reason you're not getting what you want is simply because you're looking in the wrong places. They're full right there with where you are. And that coach is not looking for that need. So you have to pay attention to those things and make sure that the kids and the parents ask the correct questions as well to us.
I love it. All right. Nicholas asks, how do you feel about online recruiting, field level, NCSAs, etc., invite and walk on?
Yeah, it's cool. And then the reason I say it like that is it's cool because it gives us an idea if we want to further look at evaluate the talent of the young man. And what we mean by that is that will really let us know, hey, we want to get him down to campus and kind of see him in a live setting, or we want to go out and recruit him in a live game. Film is good, but what I would like to see change is more real-time dynamics added to the film. We can't see those intangibles that film doesn't show. So if you're not showing what you're doing after a strikeout, because most times we can see if the kid can play in 2 seconds. So that film's gonna tell us, okay, this kid can play. Let me go see. I need to see his attitude, his actions, those intangibles that aren't showing up on film in the cage with you running that 60. I need to see the real. Because when it gets distraught in the 7th, 8th inning, are you going to be the guy that gets us through? That's what I need. So film shows us, what we need to see as far as a skill set perspective. But when it comes to, really seeing those intangibles, I would give this advice. Maybe after a strikeout, film the kid. Film him. Let me see. Is he walking back to the dugout? And then kind of over exaggerate those points in your when you send that film off, because we understand that, hey, every film is going to be the best thing that this kid can do. So we want to see the downfalls as well. That's what recruiting is about. We always see, those things that are great. We always see the home runs, the triples, the doubles. Yeah, we want to see the downfall too. We want to see if you hold runners well as a pitcher. Can we see those things? Not just a bullpen. How did you handle, going 3 shutout innings and then that 4th inning was a disaster? How did you handle coming back? I want to see those things. Those are the intangibles that really, help us land in our guys.
I mean, I hope y'all listening. That was a nugget he just gave y'all right there, man. All right. So I hope, I know y'all listening, but he just gave y'all a real nugget right there. All right. Not just the good stuff, but actually film him striking out. And it's okay to give it to him and show I love that, man. And
if you can show me a kid that doesn't strike out, oh, that's amazing. So we know they're striking out. So, but just be creative with how you send that film. And show us how you handle the failure, like Brandon said. Show us how you handle failure.
What I love about doing, just little tips right there, that gives insight to for these parents. It's just something to think about. Also, how different has this been, man, with the COVID these last 12 months for you? How has your style of recruiting, your style of, I mean, obviously I ain't gonna say coaching because you ain't really, haven't been able to get on the field, but, I want to ask that. So on the recruiting side of things, how different has it been now to, right now on the coaching side? Because I'm sure, you guys are getting going and stuff now, but, how different has it been, in the last 12 months between recruiting and coaching?
I'll tell you this, on the recruiting end, it's been a mess, man. We've been fortunate because of some push down and some portal entrance. And when I say the portal, that's transfer portal.
Right.
We've been fortunate to get a little bit better grade of talent than we usually get because of the push down of COVID. And what's happening is you'll see that most rosters are overfilled with the normal amount that they carry. So right now we have 40 guys. I never carry 40 guys. My program doesn't function well on 40 guys. So I know that my program functions better with, a 2-man personnel that's ready to go. But right now I have 3 and 4 at each position, and it's crowded. Everybody can't play. 9 innings. We've been cut short this year. 35 games this year. We're normally playing 52. Okay. We're normally playing 52. That's a lot of. Yeah. That's not a lot of time for me to get my guys.
Why just 35? I didn't know that. What's going on with that?
NCAA sets the standard. So NCAA allows 40, but the conference takes reins after the NCAA. And so once the conference sent their message down, and our university kicked in, with all 3 combined, it put me at 35 games.
Wow.
So, that's tough, man. But it's just crowded right now. So it's really tough for the class of 2021. So if I could just give some advice for the class of 2021, keep pushing. This year may not land you, as a recruit, but look into the JUCOs, look into the D3s. It's just all about getting film and playing right now. So if you can just go to school, stay active, keep those grades sharp, you may have another opportunity once it breaks in 2022. Because we're looking for 22s. And so if we get transfers in 22s, that's just as good. So, but you have to show us that you continue to play, whatever it is, maybe your travel ball slate, just continue to play even if your opportunity doesn't come right now, because it's crowded everywhere.
You heard it, man. All right. Post-grad programs, another big, opportunity to keep playing, right? On top of the JUCOs and the D3s, man. So it's another nugget over there. I know 221 parents, they ain't trying to hear all that.
But I know it's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough.
All right. But so recruiting, scheduling, 35 games, Lord have mercy. But
I know, right? I know.
It's like a month and a half, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 months. But all right, so facilities wise, tell me a little about your, the field that you guys play in, locker rooms, support system from the city. Tell me a little bit about that, man.
Well, I'll tell you, man. I told you it was a lot of meat and potatoes in between 2010 and 2021. We've been off campus playing home games for 10 years. And so 2020 was the year that we returned baseball to Tuskegee University.
Really?
So when I took over, man, it was when I came in as an assistant, even after I left a little bit, the program was sort of abandoned, to say the least. So me staying here was almost like a purpose mission.
A blessing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I knew what the program needed, what it was lacking, what it had already working well for it. And so I just felt like I was a perfect fit for the coaching staff. And so in 2017, when I got a chance to take over the program, I made it my business to return us back. Having to commute 50 minutes to play a home game, not good for a program.
Right. It was that long.
50-minute doorstep to doorstep is 50 minutes. Dang. And you know how it goes. You know how the body works. Once the body comes to the field or wakes up, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
So we have to take that long ride, get there, and get them back going, which is difficult. And then you have no home field advantage because you're learning the facility as well. We weren't able to practice there. So, I'm not scared to tell these things because it's showing where our program has come from. So in the midst of that, I took it on my shoulders to return baseball. So we did hard fundraising. I mean, we got out there, promoted ourselves, the good, the academic. We're 90% graduation rate from our baseball team, and we're 75% jobs. So we pushed those things to leverage us, and then we showed, how we overcome, the lack of resources and what we could do with more resources. So once that got going, we started generating money. And then I just gathered my help and my staff around me. And I told them, I said, hey, guys, we're going to have to do some of this work ourselves. So we learned drainage. We learned irrigation. We dropped down our own side. We dropped in our own new dirt, laser level, new fencing, new backstop, new scoreboard, new cages, new dugouts. So total reno, Nice. So it's this year. We were supposed to return home in 2020, but COVID hit. But we will return home this year. So I'm proud, man, to say the least. That's going to be a special moment. It's been 10 years.
I should have came over and did the showcase on your campus. You know what I'm saying? Maybe over the summer, man.
We can arrange that later, man. We can definitely get that together.
All right.
I would love that.
Yeah, hell yeah. I didn't think of, I actually did talk about it last week or so, but I was like, nah. I mean, I don't want to put it, throw it on you last. Sure. I'm just happy you coming to the showcase, man. Let's go. Kareem says, do you like when a player reaches out more than a coach?
Absolutely. I love that. That's showing me that player can take the initiative. That's showing me maturity. And it's also showing me he wants it. So those are the type of guys we want. Now I can always call the coach for a reference. I'm not going to coach. So I need to speak more so with, the athlete. So when athletes reach out to me, athletes handle their own responsibilities as far as admissions and things of that sort, getting me different documents I may need. And it's not the coach and the parents. That tells me that's who I want. I need a guy like that. Yeah, absolutely. So that means a lot to us.
Okay. Hey, if I had the DJ cut it back and play it again, you know what I'm saying, bullhorn.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So can you just repeat what you just said as far as the admissions and the paperwork, how those little stuff like that, separates, the regular person, the regular athlete, the regular kid that everybody's going to be recruiting here, but one of those easy ways to separate yourself, no?
Can
you repeat that, please?
That right there is a separating factor. And what I said was, we want to hear more from the athlete rather than the coach and the parent. And we like to see those are measurements that we use to recruit and know if that guy's the right fit, because we're trying to mold men, not boys. So, boys allow their parents to continue to handle business for them. At some point, the parent has done their job at 17, 18, and it's time to transition that off and you learn life. So those are the big things that we look at when it comes to recruiting. We want you to, we watch which players handle their admissions, which handle the different documents, financial aid, whatever the things we may need, NCAA clearinghouse, whatever it may be. We like to hear from our athletes, and we need that communication from them. That shows us that we're getting the quality of man that we want to represent our program.
I want to, quick question, right? So let's just say somebody on here is a 2022 or 2023, right? And they're able to get a hold of you. All right? Let's just say one of these times they call you or something like that, or magically a Zoom phone call is set up, okay?
Okay.
Right. So what are some of the things, that initial conversation that goes along with the prospect, not the parent, but the prospect? What are you looking for? And what are some of the things that you may ask that player to kind of get the conversation going? What is, I want parents to understand this, because this was asked, I think, I don't know how many days ago, like what is being said, that first initial conversation via Zoom call or phone call from a coach and player?
Well, the first thing I'm gonna key in, I need to know who he is a little bit more. So I want them to tell me a little bit about themselves, and then I'll line some questions that will go into a little bit more detail just about the character. I need to see the makeup of the kid. So that's big. And then, of course, I'll reference out to the coaches for those things as well. But I want to hear from the kid what he wants from me. What is he looking for from me as a program? And then, as we gauge back and forth with who I am as a coach, who our staff is, who our program is, who he is, we'll see if we're kind of a connecting factor and a good fit. So those are the things that get us going. We already know we have a connection with baseball, so that's going to come. If I'm speaking to you, I probably like what we're talking, what you have to offer anyway, or I will be able to evaluate it at a later point. But I want to know who you are, as an athlete, as a person, because a lot of people miss those things to where there are coaches out here that care about the person, not just the athlete. We care about the people at Tuskegee, and this is not the kind of show off, but it's something very sincere. In the last 2 weeks, I've spoken to 30 former players, so I don't care if you're gone, or what. This is a serious relationship that we're going to keep for the rest of our lives. So we invest in the people, not just the athlete, because if we invest in the people, we'll get more out of the athletic side. So I need to know who I'm dealing with.
I love that, man. All right. That's super. I'm hoping, again, parents and, maybe some young parents that haven't experienced that,
Absolutely.
The coaches haven't called their kid yet or vice versa, hasn't happened yet, that communication. So I think that's just really, really good. How should a I want to dig just a little bit deeper. So, I know these answers, but I like to hear from you guys. The communication, the tone from a player. What are you hoping to obviously he's going to talk, but I'm like, do you want him to be enthusiastic? Do you want him to show his personality? Do you want him to, or just kind of be melatonin or anything like that? Do you ever feel like, a kid that doesn't give you much talking? Do you feel like, I don't know if this is going to work? He ain't give me nothing. Do you feel like that sometimes from a phone conversation or Zoom or phone conversation?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, because I want the kid to be who he is, and if his personality is more quiet and reserved, right, I'm not going to take that away from him. But that's exactly why we need to see you in person. Better vibes are given off in person. And so with this COVID, I know it's difficult, but once you get into that recruiting process, the Zoom calls are everything, because we can really see personality. We can hear better terminology about what you may mean. We can just kind of see your expressions, and, see your passion, see your drive, and that's definitely important for us. So I won't keep them. I've had kids who've been who were very reserved and come off very reserved in the recruiting process. Then they come on and visit, and I'm like, oh, that's just him. He's great.
Right.
So I definitely don't judge that. But then you're gonna have some that are outgoing and just really comfortable with speaking whatever. So I want them to stay true to who they are, and because I'm gonna do the exact thing. What you see is what you get. And I can't promise you anything further, So we're true about that here. What we can offer is what we can offer. Now, will we work to change some things if we don't have it? Absolutely, we will. We work every day to do it. So I expect them to just be true to themselves and who they are.
I love that, man. All right. This is coming in. It says, does Coach Hollins have any recruiting for the 2021 season?
Yeah, we're done with 2021, guys. I hate to disappoint you. We were able to take some JUCO transfers, some really good JUCO arms early in the recruiting process, so they signed with us. But we have, I'll tell you this, we have a couple of offers that we have to high school kids that are supposed to sign in this latter February, March era, and if they do, then we're set. If they don't, we're reopening. If that makes any sense. And right now, so we can clear it up, what we're looking for is power arms. And we're just locked and loaded at the position. It's just kind of tough. I'm gonna give the guys, who we recruited an opportunity. So that's what we're looking for if anything opens up. Power arms.
All right. He said my boy has brought Tuskegee a long way. Salute, bro. All right.
Thank you.
LaShawn says, look forward to meeting you guys. I guess, no doubt, LaShawn. I'll see you next weekend.
Can't wait.
All right. Love seeing Alabama's HBCUs being shown some major love. That's right. I ain't the please. All right. What positions? I guess 2022.
Yeah.
Let's go.
2022, 23. We're looking for maybe one outfielder. And we're looking for some relief arms. But if we get a starting arm, we'll never turn that down. We're looking for two frontline arms and two relief arms. So I'll say 4 pitchers total, 22, 23, because we'll have guys rotating out. And then we're also I'm always looking for middle guys, because the way I recruit 6-hole guys and drop them everywhere. And that keeps us athletic. So if I have a shortstop-minded guy at second, third, it's going to be hard to get it through. And that's what I want. I want to create issues, create problems for you to put drop down bunts. So we're always looking for shortstops, and we can turn them into other guys. And then also your third with our third baseman, the way we recruit, if you have a traditional third baseman, we may flip him to a first base if he's tall enough. And now we're athletic everywhere. So it's proven to work for us because it's a fast conference we play in, and they'll drop the bunt at any time.
All right. Steve says, I guess what are you looking for in the picture velo wise? I guess that's
85 plus.
Okay.
Yep. Right. 85 plus. And if he's not 85 plus, we need to see tremendous movement. Or something just funky and different. That's we have to. If not, 85 plus is we have to have it, or we're gonna get pretty much ate up, man. Let's just say that to keep it real, right?
I got it. Right. All right. This is Coach Darian Pedro says. I remember us playing against each other, and now you've been head coach for a while, making big changes and great strides for your ball club. Nothing but respect and well wishes. All right.
Appreciate it, Pedro. What's going on, man? It's been a while.
All right. So, Coach Henry, my boy Mark in Texas says, what does Coach look for in hitters?
I look for gap to gap approach, guys. Most time we're not gonna land the 20 to 30 home run a year guys. Like, we're not going to get those guys. So we look for more so a gap to gap approach. And what we find out is most of our guys come in and they start to buy into our weight program, and they become a little stronger than that gap, and they kind of turn into home run guys. So out of the gate, we don't want any, guys that have big swings. So we like guys to keep it simple. We like guys who have a great approach. You have to know what you're trying to plan up there. You have to get in the box with a plan up there, and understand how the pitchers are trying to attack you. So we look at all those things in our hitters, and then we also look at the work ethic that you're putting in, because and are you taking efficient and smart reps? There are a lot of guys that get in there that hit 150 balls a day with terrible reps, which does no good. You're getting better at being worse. Does that make sense? That's what I tell our guys. Hey, don't get better at being worse. Okay, make sure you take efficient reps. And so when we take those efficient reps, we have a plan in the cage, and we have a plan that translates to the field. So everything we do, we want to see our hitters that our hitters are able to translate it and have that knowledge going into a live setting. So that's a little bit about what we're looking from our hitters, to say the least. Gap to gap approach, can drive the balls to all fields, and I can do the rest.
For the whoever, I just hope y'all listening in, because and I'm gonna piggyback off of what Coach said, because if y'all listening yesterday, all right, I was sitting there talking hitting, and I just said what my man just said, all right. Everybody likes to drive the ball and all of this and showcase, and I was like, gap to gap. I said that's all everybody looking for. Just I don't care if you not necessarily a power, because they were talking about power hitters or something like that. I was like, nah, everybody wants to just scratch something up and hit into the gas, man. Everything else will take care of itself. You know what I'm saying? It's very few true power guys, very few, but everybody can square some balls and throw something in the gap. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, but I'm laughing when you heard you say that. All right, we got a couple. Camille says got a third baseman, shortstop from Dumas, Arkansas. All right.
Okay. All right. I'll definitely leave my email.
I'm gonna get that
for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna get all of that before we head out of here. I promise you, I'm gonna let every parent over there have access to whatever.
Give me a second to return those emails. I see them. Just give me a second.
All right.
Give me a second. I promise I'm gonna get back to it. I want to look at every guy that comes across if I can.
All right. Coach Hollins, always good to hear him speak about his program, the energy that he has for that program.
Steve, that's my guy, man.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Mark says, has Coach signed players from showcases?
That's a great question, Mark. We sign a ton of guys from our showcases. We do on the spot, and sometimes guys leave with offers. So that's what's going to take me back to my previous statement. Getting to a campus is very vital. That changes the game. If you can get in front of those coaches, they're either going to say, hey, yes, you're a fit, or no, you're a fit, but you will know something right away, and you'll have some nuggets to take away to know how and go and improve yourself. But yeah, we sign kids directly from our showcases. I think this year I signed 2 from the 2019 showcase. So,
and like I said, we talked about this, and anytime you get in front of college coaches and do your thing, man. I know my man said 21s here and there, but Coach, what I'm saying? Have you ever said, because you said this, right? You keep in touch with other dudes that don't even come to your program.
Right.
Have you ever seen somebody at your showcase and been like, hey, I'm already stacked here, but let me go and call my man at so-and-so school? You know what I'm saying? So what's happening, right? People, he ain't looking for 2021s and that's what's going to happen, right? In that mindset. But there's going to be other schools there. But do you know other coaches? Have you ever made a phone call or something for another player that you feel like could fit at another program before? Have you ever done that at a showcase or one of your camps before?
We all talk. It's a small world in the baseball community. So yes, guys that I just may not be able to take, I have reached out and given other coaches the opportunity to see them, and with the hopes that they may have an opening or different needs. So yes, every communication you make with the person, it can become something, whether it's meant to be what you originated it to be or not. So most guys that come to our showcase, and if we don't have that opportunity to sign them, and I know that he can help someone else that I know, yeah, absolutely. It's a coach on here right now, Gene Bowles. He and I work hand in hand together. I'll just tell you that. We all talk, man. And so that's another thing as far as recruiting is concerned, D. That's why you have to be straight up and honest as well, because we all talk. We know who's recruiting who. So when you lie, you hurt yourself.
Another nugget. Say that again. Say that again.
When you lie, you hurt yourself. So if you're saying you're being recruited by this school, I hope so, because that's a phone call away, And if you're not, then that kind of throws a red flag. So just always stay honest. Be honest and truthful about your opportunities, because we speak with each other. So he may not have been able to, like D1s, they push down guys all the time because they can't take them. They're going to call me. And I do the same with other programs, Division II, Division III JUCOs. So just because 21 is closed here at Tuskegee doesn't mean your opportunity is closed.
Okay. I hope y'all got that nugget right there. All right, I'm just saying. All right, LaShawn says, I'm excited to see how my son stacks up against competition from other states with the majority of them in the skin color. Yes, right, LaShawn. We will have, I know we got Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Arkansas, Cali, Gina. I just found this out today. We have a Cali, we'll have somebody from Cali flying in. And I think Florida. So should be good turnout. All right.
I'm
So
looking forward to that, man.
yeah. All right. Do you have early morning workouts? What's a typical workout practice schedule during the fall and spring?
Yeah, definitely. This year was different, so we're not going to focus on the COVID year. Typically, we'll go 5 a.m. We're up at 5. We have to learn discipline. We have to learn accountability. So it's bigger than just waking up in the morning. It's a reason. It's gonna all go into that run for winning the championship. So yeah, we'll start weights. A typical day in the fall, we'll start weights 5 a.m. in the morning, and then we'll start out in group sessions in the evening. And what we'll do is break down the kids based off of position, and we'll have that small group environment so we can work on some of those fundamental things more so than than things we do in a team setting. We are limited, to the amount of team structures we can have in the fall, and we're limited on the time span. So we have to be very efficient again. That word efficiency comes up a lot for us. You're going to see weights. You're going to see, team settings, as far as live scrimmages. And then you're going to see the small team settings, a lot of group work. Just a lot of group work, maybe 3 to 5 guys at a time. And then you'll see individuals as well. So we have to group and be creative. And then sometimes we'll be able to throw in maybe up to 4 fall games against JUCO competition. So that helps us to kind of prime and get ready and display what we've worked on.
Okay. All right. A lot of kids these days don't learn the gap-to-gap approach because a lot of people teach an elbow to the sky technique. That is really, yeah. I mean, I took that hitting, man, the other day.
Absolutely.
It's terrible. But does coach offer any camps for 13 or 14-year-olds?
Yes. Now that we are back home, we had planned 4 camps last year, but COVID just kind of came and took us by storm. So that has everything on hold right now because of the institution. But once we are released to start having our camps back on campus, yes, we will offer that for 13 and 14. And what we like to do is we like the 13 and 14-year-olds to come with the rest of the high school age. Just kind of get that exposure, because the more you come back and the more we can see development, better opportunity you have with us. So we've had some guys that come to our showcase camps, man, maybe 4 years. And like I would say 4 of them signed with us. They were alum for 4 years in our camp. So we got to see the evolution of the kids. So, we like to put them up against the high school talent. And also that gives us a great look. But also, too, when you come to our showcase, what makes it a little bit unique, sometimes I'll use my college guys just to see how the high school kids stack up. I need to see how you respond to playing a college ball. That helps me a lot when it comes to recruiting.
That's what Lawrence Steve, he said that.
Absolutely.
And coach makes them play against college guys in scrimmage, see them real action. He say, yeah. So there you go.
Absolutely.
All right. Mike, what's up, Mike? I and Callie been working, so I've been missing you, D. Please post Coach Hollins' info. I have a right-handed pitcher, 2023, 83 miles per hour, shortstop, third base. What kind of video would you like to see, Coach Hollins? All right, Mike is out in Cali.
Okay, Mike, how you doing? Definitely would love to see him off the bump. Some good live, some good BP work, bullpen work, and then also a live setting, if possible, in-game action. And then, of course, some reps from short, reps from third, if possible, and then hitting, break down the hitting in the cages, live game, BP over the field. that definitely helps and gives us what we need to evaluate.
Okay. All right. Questions are coming in. Do you reach out to high school coaches, or do you wait for them to reach out to you about potential players they have?
Yeah, we have once the relationship is made, it just kind of works organically. So if I don't have that connection with the high school coach, what I may, because just to be honest, most of our kids come out of the travel link. We're gonna see them most of the times in the summer because we don't have time to get out as much during the high school season. So once I, kind of correlate that he's from this high school, this area, then I start to reach out and make that connection to let them know that I'm recruiting. So we can be transparent. And then it just kind of organically happens from there. So now that coach has my contact, he'll reach out, or I'll say, hey, what do you have? Because we've now got a pipeline going and he's been feeding me well. So I'm going to keep going, and say, hey, what you got coming for 2023, 24? And he'll reach out. So that's kind of how it happens.
Okay. Mark says, what are your thoughts on players being labeled raw?
Yeah, that's a good one. I basically think that raw term just stands for, not developed, not well developed, or can't play at this level. It depends who says it. I really believe that. It depends who says it. Because if I label a kid raw, that means I see some type of potential. And he just needs to fine tune some things that he can play at my level. Someone else, they may say, hey, that kid's raw, he can't play for us, which means he has no chance. So it just depends. That's my honest opinion.
All right. Anthony says, when will NCAA allow programs to host camps, all divisions?
We're still waiting on that signal. We're actually overridden by our institution right now. So it doesn't even matter if NCAA will allow it. They're not allowing us to do anything possibly until later 2021. So hopefully later 2021, maybe fall 2021. I don't even think I can have my summer stuff yet.
Really?
Yeah. So that's what we're looking at there.
Okay. LaShawn says, Coach D, I'm aware of showcase tournaments. What typical day at your showcase? We are just strictly doing measurables, my man. 60s, running, throwing, pitches off the mound, batting practice. All right, we are just checking in the measurables, seeing swings, seeing kids runs, sub sevens. All right, and seeing you field the ball. All right, we're just getting these measurables, seeing what you can play. We just had this conversation with one of the moms today from California about sometimes parents feel like they get slighted with the not having a simulated game. Just me personally, for what I'm charging the parents and who I'm having there, the simulated is going to be too long, and like if coach has his on his campus, or I'm able to do something on there and he wants to see it. No problem. I have no problem doing simulated games. But me, I'm just strictly taking the measurements down, seeing these guys run, throw, hit, throw off the bump, see what they got. All right. So, LaShawn, that's basically what you're going to see, and what coaches there is going to be seeing, evaluating times, exit belows, guys throwing off the bump. All right. So just measurements. All right. Tiffany says, Coach Hollins, do you still need pitchers? Lefty, 6'3", 240. And you may want to get in touch. Okay, he came, Texas boy. Her son, big boy. He's a 2021, but he is 86 and above. Okay, lefty.
And she can reach out to my email, because we'll have notice on the guys we offered. So if that doesn't pan out, they choose another school. There's an opening if he's a fit for us and we're a fit for him.
All right. Cool. Chad says, you like pitchers that play the field?
We tried to get away from that. That's a great question. We've gotten away from it. If the kid's that special, yes. But if I notice and evaluate him for a year, I'll give him an opportunity for a year possibly. But if I evaluate that he needs to focus on one or the other, I'll make that decision. But if he's that special, absolutely.
All right. Let me see here. All right, my boy over here, my boy JV over here, man. So, all right.
Yes.
What up, JV?
What's
JV,
going on, Coach?
yeah, JV will be on the live stream. Shout out to Alabama State head coach Jose Vasquez joining us today, real quick. Showing a little love. All right. Janine says also, D, what's the new location for January 23rd? It will be a Next Level Academy. And I will post this on the flyer, and it's for the parents who have paid to get the email. So 1 o'clock, change the time and location. 1 p.m. Central Time at Next Level Academy, which is with Tumpka, Alabama. All right. Next Level Academy, my boy Tyler, they were having that at 1 p.m. So if I'm not at the Montgomery Catholic High School, you're switching to Next Level Academy, which is coach, was about 20 minutes outside the city, 15 minutes. Yeah, about 15 minutes outside of Montgomery. Still in Montgomery, area. All right. We're going to, it's an academy out there, nice field and stuff, I heard. And so we're going to go out there at 1 p.m. All right. So that's the new change. All right. But all the coaches, all the scouts and everything will be there still. All right. All right. Jeremiah, what's up? All right, let me see if we have any questions on this, coach, and then get you up out of here. I appreciate you spending the time with us today. All right. We got more information about camp. So let me do this, coach, while because we had another question about my boy Sergio. It says got a power switch hitter 2024, also a football player. All right. All right, let me see. What would you can't tournament. Look at young players from Pakistan. Pakistan wants to come to the U.S. in June or July to play in tournaments and would like to get colleges and MLB scouts to look at them. FYI. All right, well, shoot. But holler at me on the background. I always get India, and I get some. I always get that sometimes. India and definitely Australia is all that. So
they can play, man. If they can play, we want to see them. That's simple.
Well, you say you want international, right? International is international out here, man.
Absolutely. We have a ton of international students on our campus. So
really,
absolutely. Yep.
Nice. All right. So Randall, man, just private message, and I'm gonna give. So speaking of that, coach, if you could, man, what's your best way? So for any parent that wants to put some video in front of your face and for you to view and reach out to you, what's the best way? Is it Twitter? Is it email? What's the best way?
Sure. The best way is my email.
Okay.
R Hollins. It's R Hollins. That's HOLLINS at Tuskegee TUSKEGEE.edu. That's R Hollins at Tuskegee.edu. And you can also find us at Tuskegee Baseball on Twitter and at Tuskegee Baseball on IG.
All right, that's Coach Hollins right there. That is his email. So if you have any film, all right, you want to get in this, if you want to get in front of this, on his radar, all right, come to the showcase and also reach out to him. Okay, all right. My boy Randall says they can play, bro. I'm their pitching coach for the WBC. All right, man. There you go.
We want to see him, then, coach. We want to see him.
All right, that's what you do over international over here, coach. You know what I'm saying? Tiffany said email was sent. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
So that's the big boy. It's the big lefty, man. All right. So cool. So I told you about the changes, coach. I'm gonna have you take us out with an awesome. I'm gonna have you give us a closing message out here, man. And I'll see you next weekend. But hold on to that message for a little bit. So tomorrow we will have Orioles center fielder Cedric Mullins joining us tomorrow. All right. We're taking it to the league tomorrow. All right. We're going to find out all about Cedric and find out his journey to the league and what he's doing and how he got there. It should be fun. Changing up from the college coaches and running my mouth all the time. But the good things we get to hear my boy Cedric's journey tomorrow. All right. Monday, we'll be back on. I think we should have at least 2 or 3 college coaches on next week. So we're going right back there next week. And again, For those who are still interested, listening, there's still slots. Like I said, we have California, Texas, Arkansas, should have some Tennessee, and Georgia and Alabama and Panhandle, Florida, representing at the showcase. All right, will be really good talent. I don't do it for the numbers. I do it for the quality, more so the quantity. And it'll be good amount of coaches. I have one scout lined up. I just got another one. Shout out to my boy Bam Harrison that'll be coming in with Texas Rangers scout. He'll be coming in on next Sunday. So we have a good representation of pro and college coaches like my boy Coach Hollins here. And come on, join. Here's the link over there. Join here. If you need any recruiting help, anything like this, holler at me and private message me. I've been talking to parents all week this week from different parts of the country, which is really, really good. And that's it. So keep joining us, and I keep bringing on these hot coaches, man, that we do this, man. So private message me if you have any information, want information on recruiting, and also here's the link to the showcase. Coach, all right, bro. All right, if you could, man, I love hearing about Tuskegee, man. I appreciate you taking out the time. If you could, man, please, let me know. Send us out on a great message, man, please.
Absolutely. Well, first, D, let me thank you for having me again on your show, and then thank all the viewers and people that tuned in right here. Great questions. Hope I've shared something that you can take away of value. But to my recruits out there, that's mainly who I want to speak with. Just be sure that you invest more time and money of your parents' money into training, rather than just total showcases. Because what we find out is once you get on the national showcase platform, what you'll see is, man, you'll see that you're kind of tarnishing your reputation if you're not ready. So what I would say is for those earlier years, before 14 years old, train. Don't put so much emphasis in showcase. Train. Horn in on your craft, get better, develop, and then once you showcase, now you'll have the coach's eye for the next 4 years, and your opportunities will come. So just keep working hard, keep fighting. Parents, thank you for supporting your kids and getting them, to our institutions. Thanks a lot.
And there you got it. There you have it. All right. So tag somebody, share this message. All right. Like I said, if you know somebody that got some talent, hey, this is what this is about. That's why I put this platform on there. That's why he shares the email. All right. Like he said, he'll eventually get to it, but I guarantee he is looking at it. He may not respond, but he's looking. All right. We always look at videos. So, but listen, Coach, I appreciate you, brother. I will see you in a few days, man. All right. And next weekend. And parents, I appreciate you guys joining us today. Tag and share this message, please. All right. And then tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. All right. Cedric Mullins will be joining us, and we're gonna have a nice, great conversation with him on his journey to the league, man. So shout out to Camille and everybody else, man. They're all saying thank you, Coach, for joining us, man. I appreciate that. All right, that's what we do, man. So we will be on tomorrow, 4 p.m. Love you, parents. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love. Coach, appreciate you, my guy.
Thank you.